r/AskReddit by LaughWithMEmes. Reddit, what's your rule number 1 in life? Always have something to look forward to. Make some future plans. It keeps me going. To piggyback off of this, find a hobby that takes place regularly and on a weekday. It greatly diminishes the work for the weekend mindset that many people have. I ball league on Tuesdays and Thursdays and honestly look forward to those just as much as I do the weekend. I play ball hockey every Wednesday night. Makes the week so much better, and I've made tons of new friends since I started playing. Even met my girlfriend in the co-ed league. Don't make fun of the way someone laughs. First thing I hear when I laugh wholeheartedly, dude, WTF is that laugh? Worst description was something along the lines of his laugh sounds like a retarded hyena. I like laughing, dealt with it or leave. Edit, holy hyena, first Reddit award thanks kind stranger. Loved the note that came with the award, hyenas are cool. Their laughter is cooler. Directly expressing my needs instead of hinting. This is one of those rules I needed to pick up again as an adult. I got discarded with a lot as a kid because I was small and weird, so I got into a kind of mindset of minimizing and hiding my desires. It turns out being upfront with what you really want to do makes it far easier to be a friend to, rather than them feeling more and more annoyed that they have to guess what you want, or feeling bad that they always dominate or get to pick, but you insist it's fine doing whatever. The rule is to make sure it's not a huge hit to group plans, and also to not do it so often, or every single time. Yes, wanting to lurk in the apartment playing Halo is fine, but it gets boring when that's all you want to do every single time. Listen to my gut. I don't have to always follow it, but taking a moment to step back and ask how I feel about things and ask myself a few questions to try and see why has been a lifesaver. Works wonders for handling emotions and making decisions. I just read the Never Trust a Fart one and thought these two were related. Don't waste anybody's time. If you ask somebody for a ride, be waiting outside when they arrive. If somebody asked you for a report at work by 3 o'clock, have it ready by 5 minutes to. Basically, just plan ahead and have everything ready to go when it needs to be ready. Nobody's going to want to bother with you if you're not on the ball. To piggyback, respect the other person's time too. If they have a hard out at 1700 hours, don't chat them up until 1715. Be cognizant of time and wrap it up. *ETA. If you have a hard out, say it up front so everyone knows. If you make a promise to someone, make sure it's one you can keep. If it's something that might not happen, I'll say I will do my best on this, but I can't promise anything. I try very hard to keep my word good. Anytime someone asks me, can you do me a favor, my response is, what's the favor? I always deliver if I can, but I refuse any I can't. Don't assume malice when ignorance is far more likely. Edit, LMAO, I think this is my highest upvoted comment. Thank you, good sirs. Assume innocence. As a manager, it keeps you from having to backpedal and apologize when all you had to do was ask a few questions. Rule 1. Be excellent to each other. Rule 2. Party on, dudes. Thank you for this throwback 30 years ago, Enos. Smile and say thank you. I had a friend once tell me my smile could melt and disarm anyone. So since then I've made it a point to smile as much as I can, and especially when interacting with retail workers I always make sure I smile and say thank you. I almost always get a big smile back, which feels good, because you never know how many assholes that person has had to deal with that day. You might be the only decent customer they've had. I do this too. Well, my smile isn't necessarily charming, but I found that if I'm nice and I smile at other people, they treat you nicer too. And who knows, maybe it brightens up their day. If you want your plans to come true, I say never tell about those plans to anyone. Even to the closest relatives and friends. The only exception is that those people are directly involved into your plans. There's a research that shows increased level of arousing hormones when you share your plans, with consequent tendency not to follow them. This should be because you already feel well to have shared your good plans without actually pursuing them. Weird. For some things I would have said to do the opposite. Telling people about something holds me somewhat accountable to follow through because they will ask me about it and I'll have to answer. I've seen that research as well, and on an anecdotal note I've actually found that the more people who know about what I'm trying to do, the more anxiety I feel, and my fear of failure skyrockets. I end up less capable of doing the thing, because my head gets in the way. On the flip side, if I'm doing it just for me, I'm far more accepting of failure as a natural part of the process, and will try again a lot more readily. I've also seen the tell everyone, so you feel pressured to follow through. Nope. Does not work for me. The very thought fills me with anxiety. Don't expect anyone to do something for you for free. Could you tell this to everybody in my life that demands I have their computers fixed yesterday for free? Usually, I just charge people a ridiculous amount. Oh, you want me to upgrade your hard drive? That's $100 right there. Oh, Geek Squad will it do it for a cheaper price? Okay, cool. Go to Geek Squad. Life is difficult, painful, and confusing. It's difficult, painful, and confusing for everyone. So be compassionate and understanding. There's a story to everyone's struggles. There's a reason behind anyone's failures. Be kind. With the addendum that this rule does not apply to Yankees fans and Toronto FC fans. Treat others as you would want others to treat you. With the possible exception for people who are into sadomasochism. They should not follow this rule. You're joking, but there are a lot of people out there who don't want to be treated in the same way that you do. This rule is iffy, a general starting point at best. Don't chase people. Let them go, and remember they lost you, not the other way around. 100% endorse this. When I see people physically fighting over romantic partners, I just wonder how good the sex is to be willing to engage in violence to protect it. Don't give 100% of yourself in public. People always expect that same level, and when more is needed you'll be incapable and stressed. If you give 80%, it's still a lot of effort, but you have something left to pull on in emergency times. In private, do nothing half-assed. Dedicate yourself fully to your hobbies and enjoy yourself. We are all human, all attempting to live life. We all do it differently, but the act of living in of itself is a constant, so stop being so fucking stuck up and enjoy it with everybody you see on the street. If it does hurt you or others, it's fine. Do it, be it, live by it. After living in 3 countries and seeing how different right and wrong is based on culture, tradition, religion, etc., I decided I can't judge anything if not by this principle. There should be some wiggle room in that. Some sports can hurt, but they're okay, and you have to be of sound mind. Never date an ex. An ex is an ex for a reason. You may not be able to remember that reason right offhand, but it will come back to you within a few days of rekindling the old flame. I dated a guy for a while, he got stalker creepy, I dumped him. A few years later started dating him again. Dated for 2 years, became pregnant, got stabbed 14 times. I'm now married, and my child is okay. He was early due to the trauma of me being stabbed so many times, but he is okay. Always have a backup plan, always. Phone dying, bring power bank. Going on few days travel, bring extra cloth, etc. If somebody else's life decision doesn't affect me in any way, then I don't get very razzed about it. I have too many problems in my own life to be worrying about a decision that someone else makes. Have no regrets. A few years ago, whenever I made a mistake, I started regretting it right after I did it, and it stayed with me for a long while. Now, I've promised myself to stop regretting things and learn from them so as not to repeat them. I made a mistake because I didn't know. Now, to repeat it is foolery. Please like and subscribe for more. This is Laugh with Memes. Goodbye.